We are live and welcome. Good morning, good morning, good morning. We're here at Seetec Plus's Work and Wellbeing Employment MOT Fair. We're here at the fabulous East Coast College here at Lowesoft.
We've got so much to pack into the next 2 hours. It's going to be packed to the brim with ideas and advice to get you feeling good and ready to face the world.
Yes, today is all about showcasing the health and wellbeing support out there, in particular options for the over 40 plus community who may be feeling there are limited options.
Feeling good and taking good care of your health and well-being is so important on that employment journey, and today we are hopefully going to provide you with lots of top tips and information which we hope is going to inspire you to make that lifestyle change that perhaps you have been putting off.
We also have here with us, I cannot deny it, I cannot hide her anymore, the fabulous, the incomparable, it's Hannah here from Seetec Plus as our guest presenter for the day.
Hello, hi. This isn't your everyday Tuesday morning for me. I'm in a sequin blazer.
Sounds like an everyday Tuesday morning for
I'm not
me,
shocked
however.
by that.
So,
Not shocked.
what does a day in the life of Hannah look like for you at Seetec Plus here?
So I do a lot of work in the community, supporting people back into work and making strong connections with local job centres, councils, and just networking, being free.
Sounds like you're busy, and we've got a busy day ahead of us
We
as well.
really
Lots of
have.
fabulous people, fabulous stories to tell, so we've got that to look forward to. Speaking of which, I'm heading over to the main set now. I've got two lovely guests ready and waiting for me, and I'm going to leave you two fabulous ladies here to tell us what we've got coming up for the rest of the day.
Perfect.
Hi.
There we go. See you soon.
Moving closer together.
Here we are. Here we go.
Lovely. So we have... we're on the wrong thing. We'll be finding out more about the Restart scheme with a Seetec Plus employment advisor.
We are going to be experiencing an NHS health check live, I think.
I hope that's not me that's doing that. It'll be terrible.
I did not put my name down for that either.
We're also going to be myth-busting apprenticeships with Apprenticeship Suffolk, which is delivered by Suffolk County Council.
We're having a live cook-along with Everyday Active and myself.
I'm excited for that
Tune
one.
in for that.
I'm really excited for that one. I'm
It's a
excited
nice
to eat.
budget
Yeah,
recipe,
little lunch
nice
break.
and cheap, nice and healthy.
If you're feeling the financial pinch, we've got some top tips on saving money with Essex and Suffolk Water.
They've got some really fancy shower timers with
do
them.
they?
Yeah,
Ooh,
yeah.
I might have to test them
I'll
out.
have to take one of them home.
Yeah.
We catch up with Lowesoft Rising team, who have got all the up-to-date information that you can access across Suffolk.
Then it's time for a bit of relaxation with Nikki Elmer, a clinical hypnotherapist.
She is wonderful. And to finish the show, we will be announcing our lucky winners of the raffle prizes. So be sure to stick around for that.
And be sure to enter the raffle.
And
Yeah.
enter the raffle.
Wherever you're joining us from today, we'd love to hear from you. Say hello, who and where you are. Let us know your thoughts. Also, if you've got any questions, you can send a WhatsApp message on 01872 228844. Send an email to hello@thisischaos.co.uk. You can also use the comment section on Facebook, Mixcloud and Boxedcast. Just remember to please comment who you are and where your location is. But I think it's time to get things kicked off.
Let's go.
So,
Let's go.
over to you, Henry, who's with our first guests.
Very much there to Hannah and Bryna over there telling us lots of things coming up. Fabulous day, full of it. I'm here joined by our first guests of the day. I'm here with Lee and Mo from Seetec Plus and the Restart scheme in particular, which has been here now in Lowestoft for just over 12 months. So Lee, you are an employment advisor, and Mo, you support the local community into getting back into work.
Yep.
Fabulous. So Lee, perhaps you can start by telling us a bit about your role here at Seetec. What exactly does an employment advisor get up to? What's the kind of support that's received? I can imagine it's incredibly varied.
Yeah, like you say, I'm an advisor here in Lowesoft. To be honest, it depends on the participant. Every participant is different. Our main role is to help people get back into work, but that may not necessarily be the case all the time. We have people come to us that, pardon the cringiness, but we have to try and make their life better to then improve their life, get them into work, and kind of go from there. So that's our role really, is to help people, make them feel better about themselves, to then get into work, hopefully within 12 months.
Hopefully. So what kind of support is there available through the Restart scheme?
There's various courses. So we offer in-house courses. So we offer things like interview skills, techniques for people that are kind of at that stage of potentially getting an interview. We do wellbeing courses through Read to improve anxiety, depression, mood management, healthy lifestyle, so healthy eating and drinking. So there's a wide range of courses that we can offer.
It's interesting because these are skills, aren't they, as well as, a lot of people think they're your run-of-the-mill everyday things that everybody can do. It's not always the case. These are skills, a lot of them transferable as well, and a lot of them real-life application.
And it's our job to improve those skills, or maybe even give participants the skills if they haven't got them already. So the job is variable.
Could be anything.
Every day
Not
is
sure what
different.
to expect.
Yeah, absolutely.
So again, I know you can't pinhole into one or pigeonhole it there. What's the typical journey for a participant that's looking for support through the Restart scheme?
So first appointment is gathering kind of what barriers there are, and then it's kind of step by step. The most common one is anxiety, because if you've not been in work for a long time, going back into work is scary. So we would kind of signpost to relevant courses or relevant organisations like the Wellbeing service, and then it's about kind of seeing where the participant is after that, and then choosing the next step after that until we get to a point where they're ready to go into work.
So have you noticed an increase in, like you say, people, obviously the popularity of the anxiety support and things like this, have you noticed an increase over the past couple of years, or 12 months even?
It surprised me how many people suffer with anxiety, if I'm honest. So yes, I probably have noticed an increase. I don't think COVID's helped that as well. A lot of people were obviously indoors for a vast amount of time. So yeah, I have noticed a massive increase.
There's a definite increase
there.
Absolutely. So again, more valuable is the support that you're giving, really.
Well, I hope so.
Yeah. Oh no, I can believe it. Trust and believe it. Don't worry, I can see it out there.
I hope
so. So Mo, onto yourself now. So how would you say you look after the team when it comes to wellbeing? Because it's all well and good looking after participants and whatnot, and that's great, and that's what we're all working towards. But also the team's wellbeing is incredibly important to help support that. You can't help others until you've helped yourself a lot of the time.
Absolutely, I'm a firm believer in that. You need to look after yourself to be able to look after other people, and I think it's important to have a team of people who feel looked after, cared about. I personally want to make sure that I'm there for my team, and hopefully the team are there for each other as well. It's important to have a bit of fun in the office where you can, because we spend a lot of time going through a lot of sensitive issues. It can get quite difficult and challenging, but also very rewarding. And I think sharing those rewards is really important to make sure that we're all doing the right thing for the right people and growing ourselves, really.
I think it's about being able to have that open discussion, especially with yourself.
100%, yeah.
As an employee, just to know that you can talk and feel and have these discussions, which are sometimes very hard for people to have. It's very hard to open up. It's that very first door to get through, just to say, look, I'm having problems with this, and to just say, have yourself be approachable for them.
Absolutely.
So if you have a participant comes in and they're feeling particularly nervous, particularly anxious, how would you go of supporting them? Is there any steps you would take in that sense?
Yeah, well, we have some smaller breakout rooms in the office for people, like Lee said, about anxiety. Some people don't like sharing their inner details with a lot of people around, so we have rooms that we can take them in for a bit of privacy. I suppose the important thing from the beginning is trying to show that actually the office itself is a comfortable environment. Everyone there is going through the same sort of things, albeit slightly different, but everyone is in it together, doing the right thing, wanting the same end goal. We've got quite a lot of evidence in our office and the others in the area where people have come in from the beginning and you can see that they're clearly nervous, they're clearly struggling, and then they come out themselves. And obviously the end goal with someone getting into work, ideally within 12 months, they've grown, they've become a better person than they were at the start of it, and that's what it's all about, really taking them on their journey. But I think make sure that they feel comfortable when they come in and see us, and we're all happy and smiling again, going on from the first question. If we're all enjoying ourselves and wanting to make it a fun place to come, then they all want to come to us and they won't feel so nervous anymore.
So I think it's, you showcase that you are also individuals. It's not corporate. It's not this rat race or anything like this. It's not this big scary building, and it can be quite daunting at times, can't it? But there are people in there, real people, very much like themselves. And I think that's what's important, that message to get across, that, look, a lot of people have the same problems here, and it's about sharing these, accomplishments and these goals and all working together for that same goal.
Absolutely. And some of us have, to be fair. It's been really good because we've all got our own backgrounds, we've all got our own experiences. We can use that to help other people and show a bit of empathy and, like I say, help people on their journey.
This is it. It's what we're all about here, isn't it, as
Absolutely.
well? Thank you both very much for joining us. That was
Thank
great
you.
to hear. It's wonderful to hear. Have you had a cupcake next door yet?
Not yet.
No, first in the queue. There we are. That's what I like to hear. Thank you both.
Thank you.
And do remember, if you want to find out more about the support available through Seetec Plus's Restart scheme, all the details are on screen now. We're heading over to Bryna and Hannah now, and we're finding out more about NHS checks. Glad it's not me.
So One Life Suffolk offer health MOTs here in Lowesoft, and here to tell us more about these tests are Jennifer and Martin from One Life Suffolk. Welcome to both of you.
Thank you very much.
So Martin, can you tell us a little bit more about One Life Suffolk and kind of the work you do?
Yeah, absolutely. So One Life Suffolk are procured by Suffolk County Council. We deliver health and wellbeing interventions across the county.
Again, don't worry, I'm not getting an NHS check. Nobody needs to see that. So, guys, obviously didn't speak to you much about an everyday sort of thing. What would you describe happens here to yourselves day to day? You're coming in on a Monday. Nobody likes a Monday. What's on your list of things to do?
I suppose the first thing is we want to make sure that we're all ready to go, get a cup of tea in.
Yeah, very
have
important. Again,
a quick chat
we're all
amongst
people.
the team. Yeah, see how the weekend's gone. You know, like you said, we're all human. We've all got lives. We want to make sure that we've had a good weekend, and we're all fairly sociable in the team here at Lowesoft, so that's quite good. Obviously, start planning ahead for the day. See if we've got any people that we need to be a bit more sensitive about, because we're aware of certain things. And
are there changes that you have to sort of react quickly to at any time in that sense? You know, is there anything you've got to, jump?
Yeah, every day.
every day, every
Literally.
day. Even this morning at the office, briefly this morning, and Wi-Fi went down. So
yeah, we know that.
Day-to-day issues, but the team, obviously I left them to come here today, and the team dealt with it professionally, cracking on. We had a few participants coming in, and you wouldn't know it.
Getting on with it.
Smashed it.
Get on with it. Yeah, this
absolutely.
is it. So obviously you've been in Lowesoft for over 12 months now. Would you say, obviously this support must be quite new to a lot of people in the area then. Has it been well received?
On the whole, yeah.
Yes.
I think some people are apprehensive about coming, which I think is natural. But as you said a few minutes ago, it's really important for them to realise we're human too. So when they come in, for me personally, it's about making that connection with them. We've all been through the same as what these guys are going through. We've all been unemployed. I've been unemployed. So, but after a few weeks, they then become like your mate, really.
Yeah. Well,
You come in
get to know
and
them as
then they have a
people.
laugh with you, and yeah, that's how we do things. We try and make it as relaxed
Building
as we can.
relationships,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah,
We build some
absolutely.
great relationships, and
Absolutely.
we'll hopefully see some people today at the fair, and it's nice to see those people coming in.
It's
taking
those
part.
success stories as well, isn't it?
100%,
And
yeah.
that's your work there and then, isn't it? You know what I mean? That's your evidence.
Yeah.
Proof's in the pudding, very much so with these people. And a lot of them, even having the confidence to come into something like this today. You know, this is the thing, and you sort of think it's those real life skills, again, that people can apply to all situations, whether it be workplace, home life, things like this, you know. And again, even the skill of building a relationship with somebody can be valuable, to know, do you know what, I spoke to so-and-so, what's the difference in speaking to other so-and-so?
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone's steps are different. So coming to certain places might be massive for somebody, but then you'll get your next client who will just breeze it and come in and not a care in the world and be the most confident person you'll ever meet. But for someone, coming through the door might be the difficult thing, the most difficult thing that they've done all week.
This is it.
So it varies every day.
And I know you're probably not allowed favourites. I know you're not allowed favourites. Anything that stands out to you, any of those success stories?
Yeah, there's a few. I've had single parents come to me and say, I will never find a job because I've got 2, 3, 4 children. Not going to work for so long has caused their anxiety levels to go higher, and then we've found them jobs, and they can buy their children Christmas presents. And when they come to us and say, thank you Lee, thank you Mo, thank you whoever their advisor is, that's what our job is.
Well, this is for you, that's your job 9 to 5. For them, that's their life.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's
Yeah,
Christmas.
fantastic. Yeah, it's
Thank you
fantastic.
again, very much for having a chat with me. We do
We're
like
ready
a
to
chat.
come back
That's just
again
me
if
having a
you
chat. We're going to go to a break now, and I might go get one of those cupcakes myself.
I'm going to get 2 now.
Welcome back to Chaos TV. We're at the Work and Wellbeing Employment MOT Fair at East Coast College, along with Seetec Plus, and we're on the sofa now. We've had a little bit of a change in scenery, but we've got the guys from One Life Suffolk here for a health MOT. They're going to tell us all about what that is. So, Martin, can you tell us a little bit more about One Life Suffolk and the kind of work that you do?
Yeah, absolutely. Good morning. So One Life Suffolk provide health and wellbeing services to anyone living in the Suffolk area, predominantly people that have long-term conditions. We target deprived areas, and we offer services like weight management, physical activity, obviously our NHS Health Reach programme, stop smoking services, and children and families' health and wellbeing.
Lovely, that sounds amazing. Jennifer, could you tell us a little bit more about the NHS Health Check that you're going to do?
So the NHS Health Check, as you've already said, is for people between 40 and 74 that have no pre-existing cardiovascular disease. And it looks at your lifestyle factors, it looks at your blood pressure, cholesterol, your risk of developing diabetes, and then all the information gets sent to your GP, and we can also make referrals and signpost you to organisations. And it's all about identifying risk and helping you to reduce those risks.
That sounds amazing. So thankfully they've not asked me to do a health check live on TV. However, we do have a very willing volunteer with us, and that's Lauren. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for offering your services to us. I think they're offered. So Lauren, how would you describe your lifestyle?
Yeah, my lifestyle's really active. So apart from working full time, I play football outside of work as well, which is 2 to 3 times a week. So apart from that and the gym, very active lifestyle so far.
Yeah, way more active than me. So kind of what kind of things do you do to keep you feeling like good and healthy and like pepped up?
I think it's really eating well, making sure I go to the gym quite often, spending time outdoors, like I said, with football, time with friends, so things like that really.
That's wonderful. I believe we're going to be doing a blood pressure test on you. I feel like if we'd like to start that one now.
Okay.
Start the health MOT. So how long does it usually take to do these kind of tests?
It takes round about 25 to 30 minutes, and it's once every 5 years.
Yeah. Okay. We'll get started with that one. So I believe we're doing a blood pressure test and a ECG, I believe, is what we were talking about. So how important are these things to kind of get done, Martin?
Really important, because we all need to maintain our health, keep on top of our own well-being. Quite often conditions can creep up on people, specifically off the back of the pandemic, where people haven't had access to health professionals. So having regular checks like this is really, really important to making sure that you're fit and healthy for life.
Wonderful. We starting on that one. I'm assuming it's going. I think I could hear it. This is when we end up getting an interesting score out of it. Lovely. So that's just going on. So this doesn't take long at all. Quick, easy, simple to do. How would you book one of these?
So you can either go onto our website, which is onelifesuffolk.co.uk, and sign on there on the online booking form, or you can phone our number, which is 01473 718 193. And you can book a health check that way as well.
Wonderful, and they're completely free as well.
They're completely free.
Wonderful. So you don't have any reason not to do it, do you?
Absolutely not. And as you get older, as you hit 40 and then onwards, it's a good idea to have a little MOT. Midlife MOT is what we call it. Age itself is a risk factor, so it's a good idea to make sure there's no other risk factors compounding.
Yeah, I love that you call it an MOT as well. Just getting a little check-up.
So the blood pressure was really good. So
Yay!
that's perfect. Would you like me to do the little ECG?
Yeah, we'll go for the ECG as well, because heart health is really, really important, especially as you kind of like progress in your life, get older.
I'll just show you what I need you to do.
Yeah.
If you could just tell us what Lauren's doing there. I know you're there's a lot of multitasking.
I know. So we call it a little ECG because it's basically looking at the rhythm of the heart. So we can all take our own pulse, which should be between 60 and 80 beats a minute. But how regularly is the heart beating? That's what we need to know. So this particular test is really useful for identifying atrial fibrillation, which is an irregular heartbeat, which is really common. You get no symptoms with it, same as high blood pressure, no symptoms with it. But if you have it, you're 5 times more likely to suffer strokes.
Oh, wow.
So it's a good idea to have this checked at the time of the health check, and then we can make referrals to your GP if we discover it.
Yeah. What are some of the other some of the other checks you do during these health checks?
So we do the cholesterol as well, which is just a finger prick test, and that looks at how good a diet you have, how much saturated fat you have in your diet. We also do height and weight, which will give us your BMI and is an indicator for type 2 diabetes. And we have a chat about all lifestyle factors, and we look into family history of cardiovascular disease. And then we get a rough idea, percentage rough idea, as well as your heart age, what your risks for cardiovascular disease are over the next 10 years.
That
so
sounds wonderful.
Quite a good indicator.
Yeah, really quite thorough as well.
Very thorough, yeah.
Wonderful. Martin, do you have any top tips for wellbeing?
Absolutely. I think one of the best top tips I can give is just to make time for yourself. We all spend a lot of time looking after other people, and if you're not in the equation yourself, then obviously you're not going to be able to make those impacts. So, yeah, take time, self-care, do the things right for you, and you'll be okay.
That sounds wonderful. Yeah, I totally agree with that. Thank you all for coming on today. Thank you for kind of being a guinea pig, Lauren.
No problem.
It's been wonderful to have you on, even with a few technical issues. But if you'd like to get in touch about anything that we're talking about today, you can visit the WhatsApp 01872228844. You can also get in touch on socials. That's at Chaos TV UK. That's on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. I'll be replying to you all day long. You can also go in the comments on the Facebook Live or the Mixcloud or Boxcast. Just remember to tell us your location and your name. But there's lots of talk about wellbeing on today's show, so we thought we'd ask some of our staff here at Seetec Plus for their top tips and advice. Let's take a look.
Hi, my name's Tracy. I'm the Performance Optimisation Lead for the East of England. The way I like to look after my mental health is to go for a run first thing in the morning. Really helps to set me up for the day. Or if I don't get a chance to do that, I really enjoy walking the dogs after work. Really helps to clear my mind and get ready for a relaxing evening.
Hi, my name's Claire Rappo. I'm the Employer Relationships Manager for the East of England and London. My top tip for mental well-being and health is to do one nice thing a day for yourself. Whether that's standing in the garden having a cup of tea, whether that's doing a silly painting or a drawing with your child. Just do one nice thing a day for yourself and just let you have a break.
Hi, I'm Mo, Business Manager in Lowesoft. My advice for anybody who's struggling is to make sure you can reach out to somebody, talk to friends, talk to family, talk to anybody. A problem shared is a problem halved, and try and be happy.
Here are 3 reasons why you should subscribe to Seetec Plus's brand new YouTube channel. Hear heartwarming success stories from people who we have supported on their journey to work. Feel good, connected and part of an empowering community, and see all of our exciting events, activities and all the fun we get up to behind the scenes. Stay up to date with all of this and more from Seetec Plus by hitting subscribe on our YouTube channel. Here are 3 reasons why you should subscribe to Seetec Plus's brand new YouTube channel. Hear heartwarming success stories from people who we have supported on their journey to work. Feel good, connected and part of an empowering community, and see all of our exciting events, activities and all the fun we get up to behind the scenes. Stay up to date with all of this and more from Seetec Plus by hitting subscribe on our YouTube channel.
have stolen the show today.
They really have. They really have. Everybody's just in love with them.
Perfect. So can you let us know how alpacas can help with well-being?
Yeah, we do a lot of work for sort of people with mental health issues. They're very, very calming and they're very soulful animals. We just say they're very, very magical because they know. And as soon as anybody sort of touches them, it almost just, they take your worries away from you. They never let you have a bad day. They never let you be miserable. They're always happy. As you can see, Rafiki wants to talk as well.
Rafiki, anything from you today? Is that good sounds or bad sounds?
Good sound, yeah. He's happy. He's happy.
And then over here we have Bear. Bear the skunk, yeah. So tell me a bit about Bear.
Well, Bear we've had since he was 9 weeks old. He's 2 now. He's awesome. Again, people they love him because he is so gentle and he loves a cuddle. Not saying...
I love a cuddle. Yeah, it makes you feel better, yeah.
But yeah, again, animals and welfare just go hand in hand. They really do. We find that we have a lot of people come to us who leave just feeling so much better.
So what kind of work do you do in the community and how can people get involved?
Well, people can get a message on Facebook, they can Instagram, Google. If they want to come and volunteer, that'd be amazing because we've got a lot of rescue animals now as well. We do a lot of work with children that have been really badly bullied and are homeschooled. We do a lot of work with a company called Wellbeing, which is for children that aren't in full-time education. We have a lot of... we do a lot of work with like Twinkles and lots of send groups and things like that. It's just really good fun.
Fabulous. And I've seen on your page about the wishing tree. Yes, I loved it. Yes. So, and you do the alpaca trails as well. So can you tell us a bit more about that?
Yeah. Everybody who comes, they get their own alpaca. They get to walk around our farm trail, which is specially designed for it. And then we take you around on a farm tour, so you get to meet all the other weird and wonderful animals that live with us, lots of which you wouldn't expect to find in the middle of Suffolk, like our emus and our skunk, and we have a Patagonian Mara, and they're all completely bonkers.
What is it? A who?
A Patagonian Mara. So he's basically a big, big guinea pig. It's very cute. And he came to us because he was found in a pet shop. And we have lots of animals come to us that just need a good home.
Can you please also tell the viewers today how these alpacas entered the venue, how we had to get them in? Because that was something.
It was something. We actually got them to come up in the lift today. It's the first time for all of them.
And you.
And me. But they were brilliant. They were absolutely fantastic. They didn't panic. They were just amazing. Good as gold.
Oh, you're so beautiful. They just make everybody happy, don't they? And that's the vibe that we get. And I tell you, in talking about the Work and Wellbeing Fair, it's the alpacas that have sold it. It really has.
They're just really magical animals. I don't know what it is about them. They're just amazing. They are just wonderful animals. And, you know, everybody...
He's getting angry.
Everybody who meets them, he's going to go sleep.
Oh, darling, have a little sit down. Oh.
But, everybody who meets them just loves them. And mental welfare, they're just fantastic for. They really are. Whether you come to us for half an hour or for all day, these guys just make you feel so much better when you...
Perfect. Thank you very much. So we're going to now go back to Henry on this. Throw back to Henry. I'm throwing it back to you, Henry. Here we go.
Hello, hello, hello. It's only little old me here, cosy in my chair, quite happy, thank you very much. Not out there with wildlife and Noah's Ark and whatever else is out there going on at the minute, but lovely to see. Just a little reminder, don't forget we are online, so do pop us a message, do pop us a comment. Joe's been on there to say what a great example of the work happening in Lowesoft, so that's great to see. Thank you, Joe. And there's a little message on the WhatsApp as well saying they're looking forward to the cookery segment. Me too, looking forward to that. A bit of pesto pasta on the go. Well, enough about that and me being hungry. We're joined now by two more lovely guests. We're doing a bit of myth busting. We're looking at apprenticeships, we're seeing what information there is out there. And joining me today is the lovely Ellen and indeed here with Sharon. So, apprenticeships, it's a bit of a topic because I know a lot of people, when you say apprenticeships, you think young people going out of school, you think it's the next step in education a lot of the time like that. Whereas you yourselves know there's a lot more to it than that. There's a lot more out there, a lot more available for people. So, Ellen, can you tell us about some of the apprenticeships and the myths that surround them? Because like I say, a lot of people think they're for younger people.
Yes, definitely. So yeah, it's 16 plus. There's no upper age limit on apprenticeships, and we can support with that. So if you're looking for a new career change, if you're getting back into work, it's a great way to, you know, whatever stage of life you are, it's a great pathway back into a career or starting a career as well.
So obviously, like I say, a lot of people think they're for younger people. Have you seen the uptake in those that are a bit older taking on apprenticeships and things like that?
Yes, definitely. So especially with sort of upskilling, if someone's been in a career for a long time but wants sort of that qualification alongside with it, it's a really good way to kind of get, put in place what you're actually doing in work. A lot of training providers and colleges will...
There you go, lovely microphone for you there.
Lovely, thank you.
Just hold him up nice and close to yourself there.
Yeah, so training providers will go through to see what level you'll be working towards, because a lot of people don't know as well that they range from level 2 all the way up to level 7, and level 7 is equivalent to a master's degree.
So
you can get that degree qualification through an apprenticeship. So it's, a lot of people think, it's quite low qualifications as well, but there's a range of different qualifications that you can do via an apprenticeship.
I think there's a lot of people that think that sort of education is this straight line. Where it's primary, secondary, college, university, and that's it, cut and dry. But it's not. It really isn't, is it? There are things branching off all sorts of places here, there and everywhere.
Yeah,
so much options to it.
You can pick it up whenever. So you could do an apprenticeship at a level 2, level 3, and then say 5, even 10 years later, then start on your higher apprenticeships as well.
I think this is it, like I say, and it's a lot of the time it's letting people know that these options are out there. A lot of if people know about it, they'll join in, they'll involve themselves. It really is just telling these people about it. So how would you say an apprenticeship could be beneficial for somebody looking for that career change or to upskill? And I'm sure there are also benefits for the employer as well.
Absolutely. So it's not just beneficial for the the individual looking to do an apprenticeship, because you're being paid to get a qualification. So you're getting lots of work experience and paying for your actual learning as well, which is brilliant. And this can be done either in the workplace or at a college or in block release as well. So there's different options for learning as well, which I think a lot of people don't know about. But it's of course, it's always beneficial for the employer, because they're getting the skills from that individual. They'll get that qualification at the end, and then they can go on and progress to even more in their sort of business. So it's upskilling, and also it's really good for the employer to sort of be that mentor for someone as well, sort of use their previous knowledge and everything as well. So beneficial for both.
I think with it still being obviously an education, but not in an education setting, these are real life skills a lot of the time being learnt as well, and a lot of them transferable skills without even knowing it. Going into somewhere like an apprenticeship, you're going to learn a lot more than the course, as well as it's meeting a lot of real people doing these jobs a lot of the time.
The qualifications now are based on the actual job, so that doesn't apply to what you're doing every day. To get the qualification, you are what you're doing every day in the workplace, which is benefiting the business. Is going towards your what they call endpoint assessment at the end of the apprenticeship, and it's we sort of say it's like a driving test. They don't put you in until you're ready either, so it's not this big scary exam at the end. It's everything you're doing at work. So it's
cliche to say, but it is win-win, isn't it? It really is here. So Sharon, my lovely, this is it. This is the big number that you've got to remember. I know what we're going for here. How many apprenticeship qualifications are indeed available for delivery?
It fluctuates.
There we go. It fluctuates.
It does fluctuate.
Get that mic up nice and close to you there, lovely.
It fluctuates. At the moment, there's in the region of 650. However, there are still more in development, and as they become available, then we will start opening learning for other people, or indeed introducing them to those different pathways.
So do you think this is employers hearing about this, word of mouth is sort of going, oh, actually, I've just somebody so-and-so's doing an apprenticeship. This is something I could get involved with.
Absolutely. And because they're industry-led now, whereas before they were very much led by the education providers, now they're industry-led, that they're being designed by industry to meet their demands of what they need in the workplace. And I would say even working with the most challenging employer who is saying, I'm not sure if you've got the right apprenticeship for us, we can be quite creative, and we can find something that matches in with that workplace so that the individual is learning the knowledge, skills and behaviours that they need to get the qualification. It's very rare that we don't find something that they can achieve.
And I think that word there, individual, is really important, because they're not numbers.
Definitely,
these people aren't numbers.
Definitely not.
You know,
Definitely
these
not.
are real people doing real jobs.
Yes,
you know.
they are, yeah. And we come across lots of different individuals, both from participants, apprentices and employers as well. They've all got very bespoke needs. They've all got very different needs. We are very, very inclusive, and we don't discriminate against anybody regardless of their abilities or lack of abilities. You know, we will support everybody right from the beginning of their apprenticeship journey all the way through to the very end of it, both the participant, apprentice and employer as well.
And I think a lot of the time, let's say, it's that bespokeness, and it's also, these are real people, and just opening that dialogue a lot of the time, you know, to wants and needs, both with the participant and the employer a lot of the time as well, and all just putting heads together in that sense and thinking, we're on the same team.
Definitely.
We're all on the same team.
Definitely. One thing that I will just say that I think one of the biggest challenges is for the employers is thinking an apprenticeship, yes, we see the value in it, but actually it's finding the starting point, and it's a bit like trying to unpick fog. Finding that starting point is really, really challenging, and that's where, because we've fitted in as a very bespoke project, if you like, at the moment, we've helped employers unpick that journey to begin with, and then help them make it more realistic and more achievable for them, and so it's less scary, because we sort of handhold them all the way through their apprenticeship journey.
It's like you say, having yourself there for that support as well, and also you can apply experience that you've learned from other cases and things like this and go, do you know what, I heard about something with that, we'll get you in over there, and things like this, you know, and it's that knowledge that you hold in that sense just to help them through and go, no, I've got an answer for that actually, we can sort something out. So we're obviously here today focusing on the over 40 community, and people that are that bit older and possibly daunted to get into something like an apprenticeship, because like I say, it does sound like a young person's game when you think about it in your mind. In that sense, we're all so used to that. However, it's not, and we know that. Say somebody's obviously enrolling into an apprenticeship and they're a bit worried about financials, things like this. What would you say are some of the other perks and benefits that come with this?
Do you know, it's almost like an invisible barrier, because people say, I can't take a massive reduction in my salary or my benefits to then enrol on an apprenticeship. And admittedly, the apprenticeship national minimum wage currently stands at £4.81 an hour, which does seem very low. We've got some very, very generous employers out there, and lots of them, they recognise that people do need to live, you know, that they've got to be able to live nicely, and so they do pay more. And that's a conversation that we have very early on with our employers, and say to them, you know, the benchmark around Suffolk at the moment is, you know, XYZ. What would you be able to pay? And most of them do pay very, very generously.
So is it up to the employer's discretion then how much they pay when it comes to an apprenticeship? That's not set in stone at all?
No. As long as they pay more than the national living wage for an apprentice, as I say, £4.81 an hour, they can pay more, but they can't pay less. Also, in the second year of that individual's apprenticeship, if they turn 19 in the second year of their qualification, they have to be paid in accordance with the national living wage according to their age at the time. And that changes on the 1st of April every year. So every financial year, they're going to get a salary rise. Also, the DWP, the Job Centre Plus, they've got some fantastic work coaches in there who can advise what all benefits they'll be able to take on top of that. So actually, there are always top-ups. More than people will actually know that's
like I said, that's news to myself even. I always thought this was, you know, set in stone, rules are rules, but to know that it's the employer's discretion is brilliant.
Absolutely.
And you're there, like you say, opening up that dialogue and speaking to these people, again, real people. You've got yourself there in the middle, the employee and the employer, putting your heads together and thinking we can all work together here and
you
come
know,
up with something great.
It's busting those myths, those poor perceptions that have been there in the past, and saying, an apprenticeship, it's for those non-achievers at school. No, it's not. It's definitely a career pathway for those. In some cases, there might be less academic, but others who are thinking, I don't want to get saddled with a university, you know, up to £10,000 a year. I don't want that, to be saddled with that for the rest of my working life. I actually want to achieve the same qualification, taking a different pathway, only getting those in the workplace job experience there and then. They're not sitting in a lecture room getting
No,
their experience. They're getting it hands-on.
So going into that, what are the qualifications needed to enrol in an apprenticeship?
Again, it can be very different. In most cases, it would be that people have to have their maths and English at a grade 4, which is equivalent to a GCSE grade C. However, again, these have been redesigned. So if we have somebody out there who has a recognised educational healthcare plan, and there's a reason why they didn't achieve their maths and English, again, it can be looked at and depending on the individual. So it's very much, okay, we recognise you've not got that, but let's see what you have got and let's see how we can help you achieve it. We've got another fantastic programme that's being delivered nationally called Multiply, and a massive amount of educational funding has been put into it to help those individuals who are of an older, more mature person to achieve their maths and English that they didn't achieve at school. So then actually that can lead them onto a pathway of then going on to an apprenticeship.
And again, it's that invisible barrier that they talk about where they go, well, I've not got my math and English, that was 40 years ago. We think, oh, no problem, we can sort that out for you. No problem at all.
And that is part of the real work that's going on in Suffolk now.
And this is, and for you guys, this is your Monday to Friday 9 to 5. These are their lives.
Yeah.
These are the differences that you're making here.
Absolutely.
And it's absolutely amazing to see. I think we all know that, and it really is great to see. Thank you both very much for joining me today for a nice little chat. And I know I've told you about those cupcakes in the other room. Not to keep going on about them, but you didn't even know about them. So if you can pop one behind for me somewhere, that would be marvellous. And by one, I mean 3. That would be great. Don't forget, folks, we are online today. We're on the WhatsApp. We're on the email, hello@thisischaos.co.uk. Comment section on the Facebook page. Fabulous. We want to hear everything you're talking about. Obviously, some great stories here, some great work being done. Let us know your thoughts and feelings. But for now, it's time for some wellbeing tips from our friends at Seetec Plus.
Hi, I'm Beth. I'm Marketing and Communications Coordinator at Seetec Plus. My top tip for looking after your wellbeing would be to do more of what makes you happy, whether that's going out for a nice long walk, whether that's sitting in and watching your favourite movie, or dancing to the Hairspray musical soundtrack. Just do more of what makes you smile. That's different for everyone.
Hi guys, my name is Martin Field. I'm the business manager for Seetec Plus in Great Yarmouth, dealing with mainly the restart scheme. What I find is really important is at the end of every day, I have some time for myself and I decompress and do something for me. At least once a day, I try and do something for me. It's going to sound weird, but that's actually cooking. I enjoy spending time in the kitchen. So I finish work, go home, put my Alexa on in the kitchen, listen to some music or watch a YouTube video and just potter about, make a nice nutritious meal for the family. And then I might do some gaming. I'm a fan of the Xbox. So just every day after work, at work, regardless of what the day is thrown at me, I make sure I do something for me that's going to help me decompress, help me unwind, and leave me ready to tackle the following day.
Hello, my name is Hannah Lister and I'm the business manager for Restart in Ipswich. And whenever I am feeling stressed or mentally a little bit worn down, I try to not tackle things like a giant mountain. I try to reduce my workload, write a list, and take things in tiny little hills rather than that big giant mountain. And that seems to help me with coping.
My top tip for good mental health and well-being is going to be self-care. Run yourself a bath, put yourself a hair mask on, honey, and kick back and relax.
joined by Lee from Everyone Active and Beth from Seetec Plus. Hello. So they're going to show us MasterChef style how to make a cost-effective, quick, healthy meal for the family to enjoy. So welcome to the show, Lee. Tell us, what are we making today? It looks nice already.
Yeah, thank you. So today we're going to be making pea and pesto pasta. It's really, really simple, and it's inspired by Everyone Active and a Chris Barber recipe. So if you wouldn't mind chopping some veg, that would be great.
Take it away, Beth. Here we go. Lovely.
Just,
what are we chopping?
Talk you through kind of what we're doing. So at the minute we're just going to chop the lemon. We've got some mint, so we're just going to chop that. We've got some peas that are already boiled, some pasta that's already boiled as well, and then it's just a case of mixing the ingredients and making the dish. And as I say, really, really simple.
Yeah, so kind of what makes this recipe good value for money?
I would say personally, as a parent, you can batch cook. So what you can do is you can cook the sauce, you can make sure it's, put in the freezer for a rainy day, pop it out before you go to the work, and then the kids, the family, and everybody's got a nutritious meal.
That's wonderful. So is there any specific health benefits to any of these, so the broccoli and the mint and the peas? That's probably quite an intense question there.
I think, to be honest with you, it's just clean. It's definitely green, and it's
very
clean.
green.
So in terms of calories, very low in calories, very high and nutritious. So just a good, quick, easy, cheap, affordable meal.
Could you change any of the vegetables to suit picky kids? Because I've got picky kids.
I have picky kids.
If they spot broccoli, they're not going anywhere near it. Is there anything else we could use?
So what I recommend is, if it's anything like my kids, they do like things, but they also like to not see things in their food.
Yeah.
So what you can do with the broccoli, with the peas, which we'll show you in a minute, is just blitz them up. Disguise it with a little bit of parmesan, and they know no different.
Parmesan.
Yeah.
Yes. Can you use any other cheeses?
If you're vegan, you can go for any sort of vegan soya-based cheese, so anything kind of friendly in that respect. But you can jazz it up as much as you like. Parmesan works well. Mozzarella's pretty good as well.
Oh, love.
Should we get cooking?
Let's do it. Go on, take it away. Beth, you have chopped this broccoli beautifully.
It looks amazing.
Best broccoli I've ever seen chopped. Well done. Here we go.
We've got the peas in here. We're going to add about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Sorry, thank you. That's all right. Yeah, 2 tablespoons of olive oil.
Yeah.
And then I'm just going to squeeze the lemon.
Beth, you squeeze. Oh.
Having a nice squeeze there. All going into... I'm assuming you could do this in any type of blender. You could probably crush this up as well if you wanted to.
We've got some
yeah.
So some mint as well, which is just going to go in, and a handful of almonds. Very simple.
Nice and nutritious as well with all the almonds. You've got the protein there. I think almonds are protein. Please, someone correct me if I'm wrong.
They're full of good fats. So
there we go, full of good fats. Fun fact for you, Tuesday morning.
What we'll do now is we'll add a little bit of parmesan, so we'll be generous because I like a bit of cheese.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, I love a bit of cheese.
Everyone
Get
loves
that
a bit of
cheese. Do you like
cheese?
cheese? Get the cheese. Get the cheese in.
A little bit more olive oil going in there.
Would you make this at home, Beth?
Any day, Hannah.
Excellent.
Popping the lid on, and this will blitz down super quick as well.
Lee, if you don't have a blender at home, is there something else you could use? Like one of those stick things, stick whizzers.
Yeah,
it's not called a stick whizzer.
Sorry. Yeah, you can mash, but you can finely chop anything that works if you've not got the blender. All right,
okay, here we go.
Let's go.
Come on.
Cover your ears.
Yes.
Just having a nice blend.
Give her a shake.
You can
just
add some more olive oil or maybe potentially water if it's not blending down that well.
Nearly there. Nearly there.
It's looking nice and green.
What you can do, you can also add some of the water from the pasta just to kind
of starchy. It's starchy, makes it a bit
That's the sauce.
Yummy.
Perfect.
We've got the pasta. We've got the veg, lovely and chopped. Yes, we do. So we're just going to make the dish now.
Lovely. Go ahead.
So if you like to pop some pasta on a plate, and then we'll just dress it. Okay. So
Beth, you can do this. I know you were nervous.
So while Beth pops the pasta on the plate, then we're just going to add the sauce on the top, finish with a bit of lemon juice and a little bit of cheese, and then we'll let you taste.
Delicious. I can't wait to taste this. It smells nice already.
It really does smell nice. You can smell it. I can smell the lemon.
I can definitely smell the lemon over here, and it's all the way over
there. Do you do a lot of cooking at home, Beth?
I do. Yeah, I do. But you could have brought a spoon, Hannah.
It
might take a little bit longer than anticipated trying to get this on here.
What's your favourite to make at home?
Definitely a roast. It's got to be
a little
roast.
sniff.
And that's nice and healthy and nutritious, isn't it?
It is. All the vegetables.
Okay, here we go. Yes. Oh my gosh, she's delightful.
That smells lovely, doesn't it?
So to anybody out in the Wellbeing Fair and in the green room, we're going to bring this round for you to try. I've got little pots, little cute pots.
Oh, okay. A little on-the-road taste test.
Oh, it's beautiful, Lee. Maybe you could cut some lemon for some decor.
Oh, a little garnish.
Yeah, a little garnish.
We love that. That looks delicious. Amazing.
Here we go.
Oh,
nice.
wow.
Yep.
It really is like master
So
chef.
I once, when I've made pesto before, I used pumpkin seeds instead of almonds.
Ooh.
So if people have got a nut allergy, because one of my friends has got a nut allergy, use pumpkin seeds.
Yeah, there's so many ways to like adapt this recipe. As you say, if you've got kids that don't like certain things and like just really, really could taste them in anything, you could adapt it. Yeah, you could just change quite a lot of things. You could do whole wheat pasta.
Yeah.
Make it a bit healthier than it already is.
This is not making it more healthier. Are we going to add some more cheese on top?
We are going to add some more cheese.
Thank God.
We're just going to finish the dish now. So what we're going to do is just a drizzle of olive oil. We're finished with a lemon, a little bit of cheese, and then we'll taste.
Happy days.
Oh, I love the way you do that. I've tried to do that at home and I can't do it, and oil ends up going
It's
everywhere.
basically Jamie Oliver's here, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that cheese was very reasonably priced. So when I saw that the recipe called for Parmesan, I thought,
oh no,
it's expensive,
Yeah.
but it wasn't.
Who wants to?
Beth, you've got to finish. Oh, okay. Oh,
Getting our hands in now.
Okay, here we go.
Expertly done. That is gorgeous. Absolutely amazing. Say when.
That's too much cheese now. Actually,
there's no
nobody
such
ever
thing as
says
too
that.
much
Yeah.
cheese.
Here we go. I did bring little forks.
Oh yes. I shall pass the
There we go.
forks along.
Well done, Lee.
Pea and pesto pasta.
Well done. Well done.
Gorgeous.
Let's try it. Let's try
Right,
it.
let's try it. I've got some
There's
forks
one.
for everyone.
Sorry, I've touched that.
There we go.
Okay, I'm going to have the cheesiest bit part. Oh my God, really good.
I can't get some. That's delicious. That's so nice.
Yes, Lee.
That's great.
Yeah. Isn't it? Mm-hmm. Go on.
Taste your own creation.
I wouldn't even know that's pea.
No.
I don't know why.
I can definitely taste
Probably
the
the
lemon. The
mountain
lemon
cheese.
adds like a really nice little kick there. But if you do want to try this at home, you can find, where can we find all these recipes and more?
So just visit the Everyone Active email address or the website, and then what you'll have is an option to click on the Everyone is Family campaign, which ran throughout the summer, and then it's on YouTube, all across the socials, but we'll also post the link. So enjoy.
Wonderful,
Lovely.
thank you. If you have any questions, you can send a WhatsApp message to 01872 228844. Send an email to hello@thisischaos.co.uk. Or if you can also use the comment section on Facebook, Mixcloud or Boxcast. You can get in touch on socials as well. That's at Chaos TV UK. Just remember to use the hashtag KeepItChaos on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. But now our Seetec Plus team have been sharing some of their top tips to wellbeing. Hopefully it includes pea and pesto pasta. But let's get some more now and hear from Katie.
I was asked the question of what my advice would be for somebody who is suffering with their well-being. And it's quite a difficult question, but I think my first piece of advice would be don't ignore how you're feeling. Being in tune with yourself and understanding when you're not feeling okay is really, really important. And also it's okay to not be okay. I think something that people are also afraid to do sometimes is speak up and speak to your manager, speak to a friend. And also don't be afraid to ask for a little bit of time out if it's work that is the cause of your well-being. Then speak to your manager, take a bit of time out, go and do something that you enjoy doing, whether it's spending time with your friends or whether it's running or sewing or cooking. Just do the things that make you happy, because when you're feeling a bit more refreshed, it'll enable you to sort of manage your well-being issues a little bit better. But just remember as well, you're not alone, because I don't think any of us have not suffered with our well-being at some point. So it's okay. I suppose the saying is it's okay to not be okay, and it really is. Thank you.
It's only me, don't worry, I'm still here. Smelling that delicious pesto pasta, pesto and pea pasta. I'm going to get on that one, look lovely and green. You know, it's good for you if it's green. I've got a couple shout outs here. We've had Ellie in Elm. She's been in touch to compliment Hannah's amazing jacket. Now, I'm going to have to say, Ellie, that's not fair. What about mine? As lovely as Hannah's is, I need to hear your reviews on mine. And also a big shout out to Emma from Sheffield on Facebook as well. So, hi Emma from Sheffield on Facebook. Nice to have you with us, my love. Now, I'm joined here by three diamond divas here with me on my sofa and my chair. I'm joined now with Rachel, Neve and Sonia, all here from East Coast College, where we're here. This is literally where we're to right now. So thank you all for joining us. Rachel, we'll have a chat with yourself first. I know you're a busy lady, so we're going to have a nice little chat with you. Tell us a bit about what it is that you do and indeed the projects on offer here.
Yep. Okay, so we're at East Coast College in Lowesoft, and we cover Lowesoft and Yarmouth campus. But our projects team, even though they're sitting with me, some of the team are amazing. So it's all about community, it's about individuals, removing barriers. So we have various projects which range from health and social care to supporting the tourism sector, unemployed people, as well as NEETs. So what is really special about the projects is it's about individual journeys. As the college as a whole as well, we obviously have a great curriculum for 16 to 18-year-olds, degree students, apprentices, but every single thing we do is mental health is part of that well-being support. So it's the wraparound, whether an individual needs crisis support or general well-being, but it's also about making them be more confident about living in society and helping them progress.
I think a lot of the time as well, it's knowing that that support's there. Yeah. A lot of people will be hesitant because they don't know even the support's there. However, knowing it's there, they think, actually, somebody else has been through this, I can look to get this support and then move forward with it.
Definitely. So we have student ambassadors as well on site. So it's about that peer support, because sometimes a young person may not feel confident about going to see somebody, but it's also making sure our wellbeing team's really accessible.
It's opening that dialogue, isn't it? And again, I think all of it is a shared knowledge, where you've got these experiences that you can then apply to another individual, where you've thought, actually, that worked really well with so-and-so. I can see that, you know, that you've got a similar problem here. Let's give this a try. And then if it doesn't work, there are other options as well.
This is it, and it is that constant learning, but it's also everybody not thinking this can only be happening to me, because that is one of the biggest barriers of no one else has been through this, I don't know where to go.
It's so easy to get in your own head about, isn't it? And sometimes if you get it out there, you realise, oh my God, we're all going through this a lot of the time. And it's about reaching out and saying, tell you what I could do with the support. No problem. Let's, you know, let's look at what's available. Let's talk about that. So as the assistant principal here of East Coast College, can you give us an overview of the, like you say, the health and the wellbeing services and the training that's available?
Yeah, so we've got multi-layers really. So obviously I've just touched on the students. We've got a wellbeing team. The projects team offer that wraparound support, but also really important is that signposting. So we know there is a wealth of support within the region, so that networking is really important. So actually the person can get the best advice. As a college as well, we also offer mental health first aid training. So we really try and get out to employers and the community to really maximise the amount of people that can have that training. Because actually the more people that have got that confidence and that basic skill set to help somebody in need is really important.
And this is, and you know, you wouldn't take a second glance at somebody having first aid training or basic life support and things like this. And it's no different than, you know, if somebody broke their leg, you're not going to do anything with them. You know, and if it's up here at the same time, it's just as important, you know, if not more important a lot of the time, to be able to reach out and know, actually, there is the help there. You're not alone in this.
Yeah, and I suppose in some sectors, say, for example, engineering construction, there's always kind of been that mental health can't be talked about. So we do a lot of work with CITB, with ECITB and some of those companies about breaking down those barriers.
This is it. It can be a real taboo subject in some areas and some industries, in fact, you know. And like you say, it is about getting that. And I do like to think that we're making this change. And like you say, there is development and growth in a lot of these things. And again, it's letting this message out like, look, no, we're all struggling sometimes. You can talk about it. This is it. I've got to ask, obviously, what are your thoughts on today, walking up those stairs, seeing alpacas, seeing a skunk, seeing the cookery going on? This isn't a normal day for you here at college?
Well.
It doesn't smell the same.
No, it doesn't smell the same. I would say that we really pride ourselves on never is never. You know, there is no wrong thing that we can't do or we can try. So actually having 2 alpacas in a lift, being greeted by a skunk and having a cookery session is probably the most randomest of days, but how amazing is this event? This is it, and I mean, you can't get any better for inclusivity. You can get a llama in the building, or an alpaca, sorry, you can get an alpaca in the building. Everybody's welcome. So what is next? What's the next challenge? Don't tempt me. What is the next challenge? This is it. Sonia, lovely to have you with us here. And obviously we've got fabulous Neve joining here next to me. Sorry, you've got the short straw. Obviously, here, Neve has been on a right journey with you and you've been offering her support and things like this. Can you tell us about that? What's the story here?
Yes, absolutely. So Neve, she was working in the health and fitness industry and like many others was made redundant through COVID-19. Did a few jobs along the way, but then eventually was put in touch with one of our vocational trainers who introduced her to the Skills Connect project, which is the one I work on. And through the Skills Connect project, she was offered lots of support, help with her CV, help with the application process, just lots of help, lots of encouragement along the way. And funnily enough, a job came up here at the college in marketing, which Neve was thoroughly encouraged to go for because that was the area she wanted to get into. So we were really chuffed to be able to help her along her way. And Neve is a superstar, and we are very lucky to have her. Yeah, she's done some fantastic work for us. Yeah, she really, really is. Yeah, she's brilliant.
Oh, you guys.
Like you say, that touching base on like COVID-19, that's almost like this blip of 2 years where a lot of people, a lot of these skills, you know, they're not what they used to be for some people. Communication, a lot of the time, you know, if you stop it, a lot of the time you don't use it, you'll lose it sometimes. And in that sense, it's about building that back up. And these are the everyday skills, you know, not always applicable in workplace even. You know, these can be real life skills, building relationships with a lot of people, opening communication. And like you say, you'll be using them without even knowing it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So what's, like you say, you touched on the CV help and things like this. What other sort of support is there available through the scheme?
Wow, well,
lots.
Yeah, lots. Yeah.
Pick one. What's your favourite to do? I'll say. I know you're not allowed favourites.
Well, we work with several delivery partners, so they would do the one-to-one service.
Mm-hmm.
So we kind of oversee the project. So our partners that we work with do the one-to-one kind of delivery of the project. So yeah, it's CV. It's just building people up, giving them encouragement and the support to make them feel like they can get back out into the workplace.
How important do you think it is that they offer that one-to-one support?
Oh, yeah, so important.
Like
yeah,
that, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Again, it's treating that person as an individual.
Yeah,
these aren't numbers. Yeah. We know that. You know, these are real people. Yeah. Everybody's got something going on. So a lot of the time, like you say, it's about breaking that down and opening that dialogue up and saying, what do you need? What do you want from this?
Yeah.
You know, this is my job. What do you want from it in that sense?
Yeah.
And going back to that, it's been a bit of a theme through the day today. This is your 9 to 5. However, these are people's lives, you know, and this is the biggest difference that you could possibly make, and you're doing it every day.
Yeah.
So it really is great to see.
Yeah.
Neve, our own success story, as we said, just talking about you, now I'm talking to you. How are you? You loving it?
Yeah, really, really loving it.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't even begin to express how grateful I am for the project and everything that it's offered me and helped me through. I mean, as Sonia was saying, I was made redundant in like very peak of 2020 when COVID and the pandemic hit. Didn't really know where to go from there. I was in and out of a few jobs that just didn't work well. Couldn't really find a position that really was suitable for me. And God, like, I just remember feeling how lonely and isolated and just all around desperate I was to find my way through. I was starting to give up, but as Sonia said, I met one of the skills employment coordinators on Universal Credit, and they talked to me about the project, and we went through some one-to-one appointments in a cafe, which is really nice, you know, nice environment, lovely to talk to, just have a cup of tea. We focused a lot on my well-being, basically just about like, you know, my anxiety, about like getting back into work, interviews, updating my CV. They really helped me every step of the way. And you know, the contacts were always open. I always just felt like at ease. You know, as you said, like these are actual genuine people. And honestly, again, if it wasn't for these guys, I would not know where I'd be right now, honestly. I mean,
we're so lucky.
We are so lucky.
Yeah,
we are so lucky.
I can tell.
Yeah.
Even now, like as I'm working here, like I'm just getting the continued support over and over, and you know, I started this role not knowing where I wanted to be or not knowing like where to navigate my way through, but I'm looking into doing some graphic design. I really enjoy the creative aspect of it, and I wouldn't have had that opportunity if it wasn't for these guys, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for us.
I love it. That's amazing. And like you say, I think there's such an aspect of trust that works both ways. You know, it's your trust in Neve that she's going to deliver, and we know that she's going to deliver and going to be amazing at it.
Yeah.
And then it's your trust in Sonia and the team and the project, knowing this is what they're there for. You know, this is that safety net. I'm not going to fall, but should I? I've got the people there to help and support me and pick me back up again. And, you know, that's what it's about. You fall over, get back up, get on with it. You know, this is it in that sense. And it's having those people there really to help you get through that. And I think it's really important. It's really great to hear your story as well. It's real people, again, these are real people doing real things and really amazing things as well.
Yeah.
So thank you all very much for joining me
Not
today.
a problem. You're
that was
welcome.
very nice. We've got some money-saving tips. I think we could always do with those at the minute, couldn't we?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So let's get over to Bryna for some fabulous money-saving tips.
Thank you very much, Henry. That was such an interesting interview. That was the excellent tips in there as well. We've had a few shout-outs on the WhatsApp there. So Indy from Seetec Plus in Ipswich, she says, you guys are all doing a great job. Enjoy the day. Proud of you. Thank you so much, Indy. And Joanne also says she's going to have the pesto and pea pasta tea there. The words, there's a lot of peas there. Let's try again. Going to have the pesto and pea pasta for tea. I did that one. It was really, really nice though. I was having a little bit of a gobble back there in between sets there. So, but now we are joined by Sophie Mortar from Essex and Suffolk Water and Gemma Fraser who works with Lowesoft Rising. So, Sophie, can you? How can Essex and Suffolk Water support households in need, especially with the cost of everything increasing?
Yeah, so as a company, we know how difficult it is everyone with the cost of living crisis, and it does affect everyone on a different basis. But all of our advisors are trained to make sure that everyone's getting the best possible tariff, making sure people are on a meter if they can save money that way, or potentially even water saving visits and things like that.
That sounds wonderful. And what kind of support do you have available to customers at the moment, like the meters and things like that?
Yeah, so there's a few different tariffs that we offer. We can give discounts of up to 50% on current charges if people are on a low income or if they are struggling financially. We can also do things like priority services. So if people have need large print bills or braille or anything like that, we can get people signed up that way as well.
That sounds wonderful. So how can people get in contact to find out about these kind of deals? Do you just have these on your website, or?
Yeah, so it is all on our website, but the easiest way probably to do it is just to give us a call, explain your circumstances. All the advisors are trained really well, so then we'll be able to get the best tariffs for you.
So they can give all the best advice that you need, things like that.
Yeah, exactly that.
Yeah, that's absolutely wonderful. So who does anyone, I'm assuming anyone can kind of qualify for this help and get in touch if they are in need?
Yeah, definitely. So in terms of priority services, things like bottled waters or passwords on account, anyone can apply for that. And in regards to discounts on current charges, that will be if you're in a financial difficulty, so you don't have enough money coming in to cover your essential household bills, or if your income is less than $17,000 a year.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much. And Gemma, can you talk to us a little bit more about Lowesoft Rising?
I can. Yes, so my colleague Phil was supposed to be with us today. Unfortunately, he's poorly, so I'm standing in for him.
Get well soon, Phil.
Let's get well soon, Phil. So Lowesoft Rising is a partnership across 5 different agencies. So it's County Council, the District Council, it's Suffolk Police, it's the Health Agency, so the Clinical Commissioning Group, and the voluntary sector as well. And it's about all of us working together for the people that are growing up and living in the Lowesoft area.
That's great. So it sounds like a huge operation.
It is a bit, yeah.
So, how would you say the partnerships actually kind of support the community?
Okay, I mean, sorry, go on.
That's kind of what kind of work do you do?
So it's about bringing all of the services together. So often we work independently, and it makes it really tricky for people to access support. So it's so much better if we can address issues that are going on as partners. At the moment, we're focusing on our cost of living response, which is called Ease the Squeeze.
Oh, I love that name. That's wonderful. Can you tell us do you have any more projects that you're currently running?
Ease the Squeeze is 12 projects that are running across East Suffolk, and they vary from ones that are emergency response, so helping people get access to food if they're not able to afford it, help with heating and utility bills, but also longer term projects like we're setting up school uniform banks across East Suffolk. Also, people can access interview clothing and prom dresses even in some of the areas, social supermarkets, field to fork projects, handy person services.
That sounds wonderful. So I'm assuming these projects have already started.
They have.
What's the response been like for those?
It's been busier than we thought, bearing in mind we're not in winter yet. So we launched about 4 weeks ago, and we've had over 100 referrals come through in the last 4 weeks.
Oh, wow. So we're probably expecting that to ramp up a lot more towards winter as everyone kind of starts to tighten their belts and everything like that, unfortunately. But it's so good that there is services like that available to the people of Suffolk. I'm assuming this is just for the area of Suffolk.
This is for East Suffolk, so it's covered by East Suffolk District Council, but it's not being run by the council. It's a partnership across, again, voluntary sector, health services, and all the others as well.
Everyone's involved in this one. Can you tell us what support out there is? Hold on, my brain's gone. We'll come back. What support is out there for people who are feeling the pinch at the moment? So obviously we've talked a bit more about these projects. Is there anything else that you offer?
So what we recommend that people do is, if they are struggling, that if they refer themselves into the Ease the Squeeze programme, then what we can do is signpost them in the right direction. Now, that might be we signpost them to citizens advice for benefits advice, to a particular organisation. I've been working with one of Sophie's colleagues at Anglian Water to look at water water bills as well. We've got people that can help with benefits. So as I said, it's a real partnership. So if they refer into that, they'll then be signposted in the right direction.
That's wonderful. Can you tell us about any initiatives that people can access to save money? I think you talked a little bit more about them to begin with, but
of course. So the social supermarkets, there's a few up and running already. Lowesoft already has one, the Kirkley Pantry, doing amazing work. So that's a subscription supermarket. You pay a certain amount of money. It's about £3 a week, and therefore you can go and shop. It's a sustainable way of doing that. There are some more of those launching around Lowesoft and hopefully later on across the rest of East Suffolk as well. School uniform banks. So both Lowesoft and Beccles have a school uniform bank. So if families are looking for uniform for their children, both primary and secondary, St Luke's Beccles and St Mark's in Alton Broad are running those services as well.
Wonderful. So do these all rely on donations as well from the public?
They do, so they have had some grant funding from various sources, but they do rely on being supported by the public as well.
Of course, yeah. So if anyone has any, I'm assuming it's anything, so you can do the school uniform, etc., food, anything.
Absolutely.
And the prom dresses really intrigues me.
Yeah.
But it does make a lot of sense because I spent so much money on my prom dress. Never wore it again.
That's the point. It's about waste as well, isn't it? And with school uniform as well. The amount of school uniform that just gets shoved at the back of a cupboard or gets lost in the school classroom.
Yeah. I was going to say, I think when I left school, we had like an initiative where you could give back your blazer and then you got paid like £10 or something.
Okay.
But I think a lot of schools, that was, however many years ago now. But it's good to see that they can be donated and then they can be redistributed into the community because school uniform is very expensive these days, as is quite a lot of things. Thank you so much for joining us today. It's been very, very fun chatting to you. If you want more information, please remember that all the details are running along the bottom of the screen. You can probably see them there. We can't. It's been a busy year for Seetec Plus and Chaos TV, and we've attended many, many events like this fabulous one today. We've heard lots of inspiring stories from many participants and showcased many of the partner organisations. Let's take a look.
Say welcome back and welcome to our virtual cafe. I should have a couple of cappuccinos on the way, hopefully, you never know.
Welcome to our Chaos TV broadcast live today from what is a really lovely sunny Plymouth. We're in our brand new premises, Old Tree Court, in the city centre of Plymouth.
If you're comfortable with who you are, eventually everything falls to place. Because if I had compromised who I was, who I am, to get things, and when I didn't get, not only I wouldn't have got, I would also lost myself in the process. And one thing I'm glad about, I haven't lost myself in this process. Despite the challenges, the bias that I face because of my identity, I haven't lost myself. I can look back and say, well, I can certainly hold my head high.
Good morning, and welcome everybody to Glastonbury. Not that Glastonbury, but we are in Glastonbury. We're here live today with Chaos TV. Oh, look at these knees. Oh, I don't like the colour of it much. Oh gosh, oh look at that. Faster.
most amazing one was Engage Somerset. You know, going on the health walks, going to the gym. It's actually really made my confidence it's starting to rise, and my self-esteem and stuff.
Know that Seetec Plus are on social media. We post daily content to our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and LinkedIn pages, celebrating our participant good news stories, sharing staff spotlights on our team and keeping you all up to date with our upcoming events and activities. And if you like a bit of fun on TikTok, we'll see you there too. Make sure you like, follow, share, comment and stay connected with our hashtag No One Left Behind.
Hello, hi, welcome back. Here we are with everyone active who have joined us today over in the Work and Wellbeing Fair. Can you introduce yourselves, please?
My name's Brandon, and this is Whitney. I'll speak for yourself.
Thank you. Absolutely. So, how have you found today? Have you enjoyed it? Have you met a lot of people? Tell me everything.
It's been a really good turnout. We've seen a lot of people, a lot of faces I know because we're kind of linked. So a lot of the students come along and apply for their guest passes and whatnot. But it's been great to reach out. We've had some good chats with people who just increase participation in the local area.
Nice.
Yeah.
Whitney, tell me about Everyone Active and what you do over in the leisure centre.
So over in the gym, I work on the floor and I basically train people with medical conditions. So I specialise especially in like mental health, obesity, diabetes. I'm a cancer rehab specialist. So I get people referred in from GP surgeries, hospitals, and then I make them a fitness programme.
Okay.
And they come in, and then the aim is to either keep their health where it is, maintain it so they don't debilitate, or I improve their health and hopefully give them a more opportunity or a better recovery.
That sounds really good.
It's very rewarding.
So what kind of services in the over at the leisure centre that people can use?
Yeah, so we have a 2-floor gym, so 200 station gym.
Love it.
Yeah, a really good setup. We've got 2 pools. We've got a kind of teaching pool where the floor can interchange. So we have it at 0.8, let's say, meters for our lessons, and we can change it to 1.2 for like a family session, let's say. Our main pool is 25 meters, 8 lanes. We've got our classes as well. So we've got a dedicated spin studio and our main studio where we do classes like boxercise and yoga and so on. Outside of the kind of membership, we've got a climbing wall, we've got badminton courts, we've got a squash court. So basically everything you'd see in a typical leisure centre, really.
When you just said spin then, it just filled me with dread. There are many a Sunday mornings I've spent on a bike in the spin. I can't do it anymore. But obviously go to spin.
we have virtual spins,
Okay.
so people wouldn't be watching you, let's say, and there could only be two in a class, so there's no real option to push. You can take it nice and relaxed, nice and easy. That's
I had to buy a seat adapter just because my bum hurts.
They're more comfy now, they're nice and cushioned.
Okay,
to be fair, our spin bikes are very nice these days.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
So perfect. So you've enjoyed yourself today. The buffet was good, wasn't it?
The chicken was really good.
Excellent.
Perfectly
Bit of
cooked,
protein.
juicy, absolutely.
And you guys have actually donated a 3-month gym membership voucher for people who are taking part in the raffle today. So thank you for that. That was Lee.
Absolutely.
Lee that sorted that.
Absolutely.
So what are you going to finish off now in the fair?
Yeah, we're going to do about another half hour. Hopefully we'll reach out to more people. We have roughly 15 in our raffle so far. A couple of people inquired about swimming lessons as well, which is great.
Yeah.
It's such a great life skill to have. And yeah, we'll shoot off around 1 o'clock this afternoon.
Perfect. Thank you. Henry, come over. Come in.
Right, coming over here. I heard all about that delicious, juicy chicken.
It was.
A vicious rumour. Right, you're going to toddle over there, aren't you? Because you've got a lovely guest ready and waiting for you.
Take care.
Hi, guys. You've got me for the boring part, I'm afraid. I'm here for the fun contact details. We all have a good contact detail, don't we? That's right. Don't forget, if you have any questions here with us today, you can indeed send us a WhatsApp on 01872 228844, or indeed send us an email on hello@thisischaos.co.uk, and also give us a comment on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, #KeepItChaos. I want to hear it all. I've also heard there's one on there about my jacket looking fabulous. Keep those ones coming in. They're exactly the content we need coming in. Trust me, I need to hear it. Hannah's over there getting ready for her next guest. She's got lovely Nikki joining her. They're going to be talking about self-care. She's a clinical hypnotherapist, so we're going to be hearing all about that. Really interesting stuff. There's been lots happening here today. Indeed, next door, lots going on. I think Hannah's ready and waiting for us. Let's see what she's up to.
Here we go. I'm over on this set now. So I am thrilled and honoured to be sitting with a close personal friend of mine, Nikki Elmer, from Nikki Elmer Hypnotherapy. She is a clinical hypnotherapist, and how perfect to have you here to talk about work and well-being and your mental health. So she's going to give us some top tips on how to relax, and if we're feeling a bit anxious about things, how we can just breathe and be okay. So Nikki, take it away. Tell me a bit about what you do and the different services you provide.
Okay, so I'm a clinical hypnotherapist. I don't have a pocket watch or any of that other nonsense that you see on telly. my job is just pretty much to help people retrain their brain. So I'm a clinical hypnotherapist, but I'm also an NLP practitioner. So I work with people with anxiety or pain, or people who want to stop smoking, or I've even had people who want to stop swearing. So
really, I didn't even know you could do things like that.
I can.
You can. Oh well, I know what you do, but the swearing. But I suppose there's lots of different things that people have where you can support.
Absolutely, anything anybody wants to change, I can help them to sort it.
Perfect. So tell us a bit about anxiety and how it can affect your mental health, because we did have a discussion before about COVID and how that's has affected mental health. So tell me.
Well, the problem is that for the last 2 or 3 years we've been telling people it's dangerous to leave the house, it's dangerous to be around other people, it's dangerous to live your life normally. And then all of a sudden it's off you go,
off you pop,
back into work, back to school, back to wherever you need to go, and people are not coping. You know, the anxiety levels have risen quite a lot in the last couple of years. And then you add on top of that, we've got this problem with the cost of living crisis, and people are frightened. You know, there's so many world events happening that, you know, anxiety is just your body, your brain's way of protecting you, telling you there's danger. And when we're continually bombarded with it on social media and other places, there's no escape from it. And
so you're right, but would you say that the cost of living is a big factor at the moment around anxiety and why people are suffering?
Absolutely, because, you know, we have a hardwired inbuilt need to protect ourselves. We have a fear of scarcity and we have a fear of the unknown, and put those two things together and making people feel really anxious.
Because I can imagine bills coming through the letterbox.
And there's no escape from it, is there? It's on social media,
happen?
It's on the telly, it's in the news, it's everywhere you look. We're seeing people, you know, struggling, and that's the problem. And then your brain can't switch off. Your brain is constantly on high alert trying to protect you.
Tell me more about the neural pathways.
Okay, so with anxiety, there's parts of your brain called the amygdala and the prefrontal cortex. That's where the anxiety is generated from. So that part of your brain is designed to protect you. It's left over from our early descendant days where, you know, if a lion was running towards you, you can't really stop and think, you have to respond. So that part of our brain, we train it based on experiences, how you're thinking, how you're feeling, what you're saying to yourself, and we train it what is dangerous and what isn't. And the problem is we're so bombarded with all this negative stuff at the minute that we're training our brain in the wrong way, and we're becoming anxious about things that normally wouldn't make you anxious. So what happens within your brain, you tend to have a trigger. So the trigger being, like you just said, the bill popping through the door, that image in your head, and the response is then an anxiety. And when we have those two neurons firing for the trigger and the response, they make a connection. And what happens is the more you feel that, the stronger that connection becomes until it becomes unconscious. So basically what I do is help people to retrain that. So for instance, often people think that anxiety is just something that happens to you, that is out with your control, but it's not at all. Anxiety is something that we do to ourselves. So it's created by the thoughts, your visualizations, your feelings. It's all comes together to make you feel anxious. So what I do is help people to break up those connections.
Break them down, come on, yes.
Absolutely. So I teach lots of different techniques and I work with clients to help them retrain that part of their brain so it becomes an unconscious response to feel more positive than to feel anxious.
Yeah, because sometimes for me, I think, oh, it's all going to go wrong, it's all going to go wrong, it's all going to go wrong. But why do I say that to myself? I need to flip it round and say...
Because it's panic, isn't it? It's an unconscious response. You've done it for so long that you're saying it without... I actually have a technique for that. It's funny you just said that. Go on. Okay, can I practice on you?
Yeah, okay.
Okay. So just close your eyes. So what we're going to do is, we're talking about that negative self-talk that you say to yourself. So what is it you say to yourself? Say that again for me.
It's going to go wrong, it's going to go wrong.
It's going to go wrong.
It's going to go wrong.
So do you notice when you're saying that, you're saying it really fast?
Yeah.
It's going to go wrong, it's going to go wrong.
Because I need to get in as many times as I can.
Wow,
so I
you do like to torture yourself. So it's going to go wrong, it's going to go wrong. It's that sort of speed and it goes round. And the problem is when you're saying something negative at that speed, your brain thinks you're in danger and it's going to respond accordingly because your brain can't tell the difference between real or imaginary. So anything you're visualizing or saying to yourself, your brain thinks is real. So when you're saying that to yourself, your brain thinks you're in danger and it makes you feel anxious. So this technique, we're going to slow it down. So close your eyes and just repeat after me. So we're going to leave little gaps in between. It's going to
go
wrong.
Wrong.
And you notice just by slowing that down a little bit, it starts to feel a bit calmer. So this time you can repeat it in your head, not out loud. I'm going to get you to repeat it again. I want you to hear it in a voice of someone who's an absolute liar. And just for reference, most people say a politician or someone like that. So you can repeat it in your head now, but hear it in that voice of someone who you know is an absolute liar. It's going to go wrong. And you notice when you slow it down and then you put it in that voice, it starts to take out some of the sting out of that, doesn't it? So we're going to do it a third time, but this time I want you to hear it in a voice that's utterly ridiculous. So a cartoon character, high pitched, low pitched, anything at all. So it's going to go wrong. And that's normally enough now, so you can open your eyes. That's normally enough. You can see it in your face shifted in that time. You know, you start to smile. And when you slow it down, your brain thinks, okay, this is a calm situation. And then when you add in the humour, it kind of
makes it a bit silly.
Yeah. So if you practice that with all your negative self-talk, it begins to take that sting out of that negative self-talk.
Yeah, because, I will do that. And the brain is just a magical thing. It has got so many different abilities that we've never... I don't know anything about. I mean, you do, because this is what you trained in.
Well, I'm not a brain surgeon, so I don't know everything about brain.
You've watched Grey's Anatomy, so I'm sure you'll be fine. But because you do a similar thing with the books on the hands. Can we do that?
Yes.
I'd love that. Yeah.
Okay. All right, just as an example of how the brain actually works. So what I want you to do is close your eyes. So when we're visualising, your brain thinks you're actually doing the things that you're visualising. It doesn't know any different. It will send the signals to the parts of your brain, to the parts of your body, as if you're actually doing this. So what I want you to do is lift your hands up for me, in front of you. Turn one hand up and one hand down. So what I want you to do, on the arm that's facing down, imagine we're tying a ribbon around that hand now. And attached to that ribbon, there's multiple balloons. They're full of helium and they're floating up in there. So imagine 100 balloons, 200 balloons, 300 balloons, and feel that arm getting lighter and lighter as you do that. And on the other hand, imagine I'm placing a giant stack of books. So maybe those big, massive encyclopedias, you know, those sorts of books. So just feel the weight of that on that hand and feel it getting heavier and heavier and heavier. And can you feel that tugging on your hand now? You feel that
when
weight.
you say it.
Yeah, and feel that on that other hand, feel it getting lighter and lighter, almost like it's beginning to float up into the air as that other arm is getting heavier and heavier. And what you start to notice is the separation in those two hands. Can you feel the lightness in that arm?
Yeah.
And obviously there's not balloons and books on your hands, it's just in your imagination, but your brain, you can open your eyes now. So your brain thinks it's actually there because you know, you're imagining it and your brain is sending the signals to those parts. So what we do in hypnotherapy is we use that to change, because when you're anxious, you're visualising, like you said, you're picturing that bill coming through the door, you're saying those negative things to yourself, and it ends in that response in your stomach, doesn't it? That anxious feeling in your stomach, because your brain thinks what you're seeing is real. So what we do in hypnosis is we twist that around, so we start to visualise what you want to happen rather than what you don't want to happen. So I'm going to give you another example of what you do. So we break it down in hypnotherapy, what you're saying, how you're feeling. So let's start with what you're visualising. So close your eyes for me a second. I can't go into long details of what I do at this point, but I'll give you a quick example. So what I want you to do is, and everybody watching this can do it as well, what I want you to do is visualise you are in the most relaxing, amazing place. It could be a memory from a holiday or of just a time where you felt super calm and super relaxed. And just visualise that in your mind now. It's good that you did that breath as well, that's quite helpful. So I want you to see it through your eyes as if it's happening right now. So not see yourself in it, see it through your eyes. Have you got that?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so start paying attention. We're going to use all your senses, so pay attention to what you can see, the details around you, what you can see. You don't need to tell me, just have a little look. And then pay attention to the sounds that you can hear if you're in that place right now. And then finally, the feelings, whether you can feel the sun on your skin or your feet on the ground or...
Sun on my skin.
Oh, that's the best feeling, isn't it?
I was going to start off with Primark, but I'm at the beach.
Okay, so feeling that sun on your skin. Okay, and notice where about in your body you feel that lovely relaxed feeling. Okay, and then just make those colours brighter, more vibrant. The sounds, the feelings, everything's stronger. And when you've got that lovely relaxed feeling, make a fist with that hand that you're right with. Just one hand. And just capture that for a moment. And what that does is it creates a trigger within your brain that whenever you make a fist with that hand, it triggers that memory and brings back those feelings. And you can open your eyes. And if you use that every time you're feeling anxious, it'll begin to retrain your brain.
Perfect. Nice. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for
I've
inviting me.
loved that. You are brilliant. Thank you. And we're going to go for a little break now. Okay? See you soon. Thank you.
Such a delusional laugh now.
It's the jackets. What a force to be reckoned with.
I know you, last night we went out for dinner, for those that don't know, not just me and Hannah, I must say, but you were saying that we were the Beyonce and Shakira.
Yeah.
I never asked which one's which, because I'm like, I've got, in here I know which one I want.
Okay, I'll be Shakira.
I'm so relieved. I was really scared that I was going to be Shakira. I mean, I can do a bit of give it a couple of that. That's no problem. But I was like, I'm surely Beyonce. Thank God.
Yeah,
I'm really
you're fine.
relieved for that.
You can
now.
take that title. But I'm scared that they're going to call me Mariah Carey when I had to ask for water.
You asked for a runner. You literally said, "Have we got somebody that can get me some water?"
I'm one of the gorgeous girls was applying lipstick to me, and I thought, I am Mariah Carey. Here
Make
I
the
am.
most of it. Feel the fantasy.
I've
That's what
arrived.
it's all about.
Yeah.
Have you enjoyed the day today?
I have loved every second of it. It was the alpacas for me, walking. You've seen the alpacas.
They
Did
were
you see the skunk?
super cute.
as
I
well?
did see.
There's
I've got a photo of the
there.
skunk as well. It's
Yeah.
really cute.
As you do. Yeah.
Somebody said to me when I said, "Is it going well? Is it going well? Are you having a nice time?" They were like, "I have just petted an alpaca. You're doing fine."
I've got it on my social media as well.
Yes.
Photo of a skunk.
Bucket list. Cross that one right
Did
off.
not know we had them
I
in the
was
UK.
nervous that the alpaca might have thought I was wearing his brother, but he was fine.
Oh, I spoke to one of the ladies because I said, who's on poo duty? I said, somebody's got to mention it and it's going to be me.
I
Who
was
is on poo
stood
duty?
behind the alpaca. She said, "Don't stand there."
Well, no, she said to me, they will not go indoors.
But they make
They
you
will
happy
not do
though,
it.
don't they?
I know.
they.
Can't have
it
favourites.
changed.
I like Rafiki.
Lauren from Lowesoft, her favourite. She requested Rafiki.
I think for me, it's hair envy. I think that's where it's coming into it here. It's
Fair
a lot
enough.
of a hair envy with
Fair
Rafiki,
enough. Yeah,
which is only
definitely.
right. So obviously your favourite's been alpacas.
Yeah.
I've been asking this to everybody because I've still not got down that end. I've still not had one yet myself. Cupcakes.
Big shout out to Kim Not Just Cakes. Kim Not Just Cakes. Your cupcakes are smashing. Everybody loves them. They are superb.
And I hear there's been a message sent in from a particular Al
Al?
complimenting somebody's jacket.
Stop, Al. Stop. You're embarrassing
Who do you think
me.
Al might be?
It's my husband.
It's husband Al.
Love you, Al.
Hi Al,
Keep
big
it
shout
chaos.
out.
I know that it's getting near the end.
What
and
did you
I'm
tell
like,
him you were doing today?
Oh, I'm just in the office.
Just a
Just
Tuesday.
in the office. I said, just watch this link, 11 o'clock. Yeah. So, yeah.
And he's seen all of this today.
Yeah.
Literally
Love you, Al.
unfolding in front
He's
of his
looking
eyes.
after the children and our new puppy.
So we're happy. The puppy.
Yeah.
Yeah, of which you wouldn't have a script today if it wasn't for him.
No.
No,
Yeah.
no, didn't survive it. Didn't survive the puppy. Right, we've got Nikki with us, the glamorous Nikki as our glamorous assistant, because it's time for the raffle.
Here we go. Here we
It's
go.
time for the big raffle. Here we go. Look at this. Let me just.
So we've
give it
got,
a,
for the
I can't give it too
raffle,
much of a shake, can I?
We've got an hour's hypnotherapy with the lovely Nikki.
That's right.
We've got gym membership at Everyone Active.
Mhm.
Thank you, Lee, for that, and everyone at Everyone Active. We've got a couple of Love to Shop vouchers, and we've got a couple of gift spa sets.
Oh.
Bit of self-care.
Oh, self-care, that's what we're talking about. So the online prizes, Love to Shop vouchers, we've got a couple of them to draw, and we've got a couple of in-person ones, which are indeed session with yourself, hypnotherapy, calm down, and gym membership as well. So, like I say, 2 from each side then. I'm not looking. I'm not looking. Did you enter?
No.
Did you not?
No, it's
Were you
fun.
out? Oh, you got it free. Right, have you got 2 of each?
Yep, got 2 of each.
Right.
No more.
Go. Here
Go
we
on,
go.
Nikki.
Here we go. Do you want to do the big announcement?
Sure.
Yeah, here we go.
The big reveal.
So this is the online one.
This is online. Love to shop voucher coming your way.
Is Cassandra McFreckle.
Oh, Cassandra McFreckle. Fabulous name. I love that.
She can come on tour with
Yeah,
us.
I love that.
And the second one is Brian Rant.
Brian Rand. There you go.
Brian,
That's Christmas
here we-
present sorted there for
Yeah.
Karen Bryan. We like that. Now, gym membership and a session with yourself.
Okay, so what's the first one?
Oh,
Gym.
Gym.
Okay, so the gym membership is Tina Gooch.
Tina, you won that gym membership. Good for you.
Get those leggings on, girl.
The per person stuck with me is Kimberly Lester Clements.
Kimberly,
You're gonna love
you've
it,
got that
Kimberly.
session. You're gonna have a lovely time.
You're gonna love
Whose voice were you doing in the head when you were doing the self-care then with Nikki?
Chloe.
I'm not asking for the politician, perhaps. Who was the character, like the cartoon character voice?
It was Homer Simpson.
Yeah, that's
It's
a pretty good
always
one.
Homer
yeah.
Simpson. Everybody always says Homer
Is it
Simpson.
really?
Do they?
Yeah. And Boris Johnson.
Ooh. Yeah, so I think I went for sort of like Donald Duck.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I really hoping you were going to do it out loud at one point because I thought she's really involved in this right now. She's really
I was
into
like,
it.
shall I?
I thought she was just going to come out with this Mickey Mouse impression or
If
something.
she did it out
completely
loud,
of the
it would have
blue.
just gone into chaos.
I would love it. Can we hear it?
No. Oh, God, no.
Don't fancy it? Right, that is literally everything here today. We've seen it all. Live animals, delicious cooking demonstrations, me and you in these amazing jackets, Nikki here with us on the sofa.
Oh, I've not got a jacket.
Next
Absolutely.
time.
You missed the memo,
You'll have the
sorry,
jacket
next
next
time.
time. I'm sure you've got lots of lovely people to thank as well.
I do. Big shout out to the marketing team, Beth, Geraldine, Gina. You guys are brilliant. Obviously, everybody at Chaos made me feel so at ease last night. And then last night at dinner, I thought, this
this is going to be great.
Hey!
Guys! Yes! And then obviously all the people who have come along today, the stall holders, the alpacas, and a big shout out to Stuart, Rachel, Ellie, Sonia. You have been brilliant, so thank you so much.
Yeah, all the team here at East Coast
And
College.
also all the team at East Coast College, and Lauren, Beth, Mo and Lee.
Yeah,
Thank
and
you.
like I say, from the Chaos Group as well, we want to say a big thank you from our end. Huge thank you to everybody involved. It's always such a team effort here. It really is. I see everybody doing things, and I can tell you now, Nick, I don't know half of the things they do. You think I would have picked up a bit of something now. I come on here and I have a chat, and somehow that keeps me in a job. So I'm absolutely fine with that. That's fine by me. But a big, big thank you to, like I say, everybody, and everybody at home watching as well. You know, all of you out there sending in those messages, coming in, joining in, getting involved, having a bit of a chat with us, and like you say, watching and listening to what's going on out there. This is what it's all about. So big, big thank you, and a big, big goodbye from us here. Bingo wings.
Has it stopped now? Has it stopped?